Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading. So, lots of mutable energy, you control freaks. So, beware. For the mutable energy sources out there, you're going to align, and there's going to be some sort of epiphany moment in this energy, but the control freaks are going to go frackin' batty. So, all mutable energy means that you will have to go with the flow and be very indecisive as you try to make some decisions. You will have to accept that there is no decision. You will have to be, well, okay, so let's talk about mutable energy on a different level for control freaks. For people who are fixed or people who are emotion-based, water-based energies that see mutable energy as instability. Okay, it can offer, mutable energy can broaden our perspectives, and I think that is the point of all of this mutable energy. Challenge limiting belief systems, challenging fixed belief systems. As mutable energy pours into us, especially if we're not those mutable sources, then what it does is it asks us to think outside of the box and blur our boundaries. And I actually think that that is good. Now, I'm a Libra, I am a Leo on the cusp of Cancer. So you can imagine that this energy is as unnerving for me as it is for many of the fixed and emotional based energies out there that are feeling like they're on this emotional roller coaster, that they can't stabilize energy, that there is really no peace in mutable energy when it's challenging some of our structure and the way that we fixate on belief systems. It makes the people who are not used to mutable energy very protective and very it makes you defensive. I want to say in this energy, I like defensive energy, and okay, because I have an Aries moon, so I have all this fixating energy, and then I have a fixated Aries moon. So when I get challenging behaviors, that makes me want to go kick a little ass, and so I have this super combative behavior emotionally, and then I get inundated with combativeness, and then I spar with my partner. And then after I remove emotion, after I stabilize my moon, then I'm like, wow, there's some validity in that, and maybe I should explore that. And so that mental sparring stimulates me. So I'm a spicy meatballa. I am Italian food with a lot of, add some Tabasco, add a whole lot of stuff. I'm like curry. I'm like a whole lot of crap like that. So for this type of energy, I find it exhilarating because I need challenge, mental challenge, to stimulate me to think outside of the box, especially when I get regimented in my belief systems. So I think that that's what this energy does, and I think that's what all this mutable energy is about. It is about when people get caught in regimented and fixated belief systems, and then we have some jarring event that challenges us to, challenges our rigid belief systems. And what it does is it helps us come up with a new creative thought process, mutable energy, outside of the box thinking, blurring of boundaries, and basically it helps us think of ways that we can solve a problem that is not something that can be that's decisive. It's indecisive energy. We need to make indecisive energy a decisive energy. So there's a challenge mentally in that, and I kind of dig that. I like that kind of energy. So let's talk about that. So we have Uranian energy, individualizing ourselves, liberating us, freeing us from control and restriction. It is trining the sun, trining Saturn, and trining Mercury. There's something about this energy that is super empowering because it's empowering the way that we think. We're not having a lot of restrictive Saturn type behavior. So what's being supportive in this energy is action-oriented energy and mutable energy. So if you really want to identify yourself with the best energy, individuate yourself, and then take action in being adaptable, then you'll rock today's energy. You'll rock it, and you'll stay in trines and sextiles and all kinds of yummy energy. If you're trying to harness and control and restrict energy, and you're trying to stay in regimented belief systems, and you're going to have one effed up day. And I'm just going to be honest with you. So today, Uranus and Aries is going to help you think of new and innovative ideas. And then this new energy may increase creativity, optimism, mental productivity, clarity, and it should align you from within. This is about being dexterous in mental processes, interpreting your environment, but looking at it from a broad scale. This is about elevating your thinking and thinking outside the box. So say something comes up and then you don't fracking like it. It's mutable. It's not energy that you can control, nor is it decisive energy. Okay, well then let's look at the pros and cons of all this mentally stimulating energy. What does it invoke in us? Like, we need to pay attention to what this energy means to us particularly. So what I like to do is when I get stimulated this way and then all this mutable energy, it challenges regimented belief systems, and then it allows me to, you know what I do? Then I research that frack out of energy. I research high vibration and low vibration, and I am determined to stay in high vibration, and that's what you may feel like in this energy. Now, Neptune in Pisces is not interested in control, idyllic thinking, thinking outside of the box, innovative thinking, breaking free, breaking through of boundaries, adding spirituality, adding life experience, and adding everything to have a cumulative thought process. This isn't that thinking that you can predict, and it is very unsettling energy, you little control freaks. So some of you may square off in this energy, and I'd be like, frack, I will get control over this energy, and it's a duel. It is a confrontational energy. I will see it through, and I will make sense of this energy because you have to. So, but for the people that are interested in challenging energy, mentally invigorating energy, mentally challenging energy in a good way, offering you different perspectives, offering you some sort of debatable energy mentally, this is going to be a pretty cool energy for you, and then you'll try out all this energy. So what you're going to think is the diplomatic approach. You're going to be weighing the pros and cons, and you're going to be looking at energy on all levels, and you're going to be like, wow, I can take this little morsel from the pro, and I can take this little morsel from the con, and that added to life experience. Remember that we go through this life journey and we add life experience on all levels. So this is about reflection on the past and bringing it forward. This is about making the unattainable fantasy. Can we make that a reality? Like, this is about wild energy. I personally dig this energy. Now, mind you, where I have Neptune, it allows me to feel very good in this energy because it's all about mentally engaging me, stimulating me, challenging me, and then it is about, I want to make sense of all this indecisive energy. And when you do that, you look at pros and cons, and then by the time you're done, you're like, damn, I have a unique perspective, and I learned a lot from that energy source. So Idealizing outcomes based on partnerships, creativity, and whimsical thinking may lower the vibration of Neptune and Chiron's cleansing energy. So, Saturn is really wanting you to look at the situation. If you are idealizing something that's not based on reality, it's going to go in there and challenge you. Not in a really negative way. What Saturn is going to do is it's going to ask you to have an opinion about this challenging energy. It's going to mentally stimulate you to maybe do some research, talk to friends, talk to networks, look at boundaries of people, see how they interpreted those boundaries of people. You're going to be on a search and a thirst for knowledge to try to make sense. You want the analytical side to match all of this mutable energy. And when you do that, guess what you do? You broaden your perspective and you open your mind to a new way of thinking, and that is gorgeous. So Mercury, the messenger in Sagittarius. So Mercury is this planet that it's almost like our immediate needs and wants. It thinks that we interpret our environment, we adapt to our environment, we communicate about our environment or about the people in our environment, is in combination with expansive thinking, mental agility, having a dexterous mind, opening yourself up and broadening your perspective. So it's squaring off with Jupiter, squaring off with the North Node, and squaring off with Chiron. So challenge, challenge, challenge. Anytime we get into some form of challenge, we mentally expand, right? So if you are having a day that's just kicking your ass and taking some names, if you're trying to move forward and there's obstacle, if you are trying to create new routine and you can't get it down, you are going to think outside the box and find some way, get determined, get really mentally engaged in making this change. And in that comes some new broad perspective in that. Now, the Sun in Sagittarius is going to be in conjunct with Saturn today. So this is your desire will be hard to pin down as you have no real drive to suppress the need to be adaptable in your Sun. Decisive thinking, impossible in this energy because there's going to be so much challenge. You could adapt what you desire. Very possible in this energy and highly probable. Look, fixating on something is not going to change your outcome. Adapting will. When we are an adaptable energy, that is what the point is to influence us. It is when all this energy goes into all this adaptability, we are asked to challenge our boundaries, blur those strict regimen and guidelines that we try to live by, and we get to see some benefit from a blurred boundary. We get to see, I'm going to tell you, and anybody who knows me, I'm black and frackin' white. I am wrong, right? I never flirt. I never cheat. I don't do anything that goes outside of those strict boundaries of right and wrong. They are incredibly black and white. One thing that has happened over between 44 and 45 years of age is that I understand that there is some validity to gray. The color gray, exploring gray. I actually went to a psychiatrist to explore, and she really challenged me to explore that gray realm because I was so regimented in black and white thinking. So black and white thinking, it's about making those two energies cohesive. Yes, there is a definite right, and yes, there is a definite wrong in a way of thinking, but there is a middle ground to all energy. Even if you're aligning yourself with energy, remember that as human beings on this planet, others challenge us to broaden our perspectives and to open us up to extreme mental manifestation. During this time, one of the challenges I see as we go through karmic relationships, that is the point of these karmic relations. It's not heartbreak. It's not pain. It's not suffering. It's expanding our thinking. It's looking at things from a different perspective. It's shaking regimented thinking, and it is asking us to see gray. Gray, gray, gray. Whole fracking week of gray. Aren't you happy for you little control freaks? And I'm a control freak, so this will be freaking unsettling. I'll be sad this whole entire week. I'll be effed up this entire week because this week is going to challenge me in every way. And I like black and white thinking, wrong and right. I like to set my feet in something. And you know what? Proclaim the right way and fight for it. Aries moon, and Leo sun with in the cusp of Cancer. Believe me if I say that I am hard fracking headed, and in this energy I'm going to have to adapt right along with you. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again next week.